I think for every artist, there is an abiding interest to be in museum spaces. Museums represent the culmination of all of your efforts as an artist. Sure, we make things to satisfy personal urges and aesthetic tastes, but the idea that you would be in a place where the public is drawn together and a type of consensus is arrived at surrounding the work, that's really a stellar arrangement for an artist.
I think it's fascinating. I think the architects did a marvelous job. I think it's well designed and the details of the building are well done. I'm very, very impressed.
So the fact that it's a museum connected to SCAD, to the university, where upstairs there's students thinking what they're going to do, and then down below is finished, completed work by artists who've been around a while. It's great.
One of my first impressions of SCAD and the museum space here has to do with the architecture itself. There's something quite profound about seeing the old edifice in its brick facade, then being buttressed by this new contemporaneous architectural space. And I think that becomes a stand-in many ways for SCAD and its relationship to Savannah in general.
It means so much to this community. Having been to Savannah several times, I realized what SCAD means to this area, and to have a museum that could punctuate in some ways everything the school is trying to instill in its students with art that's historic and contemporary. It's really exciting to be counted in that number.
It was interesting how different each artist was. That was quite interesting, but I must say, I saw the exhibition of Mr. Evans' collection, and I was extremely fascinated of the works that he donated to the museum for the public and the students to be able to see what African Americans have done in this country.
To be able to be here and to experience the collection of Dr. Evans is remarkable. Drive-by video is a collaboration between myself and a number of dance companies in Chicago. It's really a video piece that talks about the afterlife. The video is colorful, whimsical, fun, but at the same time, another sort of world.
The piece that's installed here at the museum is a wallpaper project, and it represents Genesis in this mythology that I've been writing and painting. The curator here had a piece of the wallpaper up in her house, and the president of the university came by and saw it. I was like, that's the missing piece that we need for the opening. So this surprise, I got an email and they said, we're going to have your wallpaper up. So it was very exciting and I was very honored.
I'm so happy to have my work at SCAD. It's a joy to be part of a new museum experience. I think one of these pieces was the first one to hang on the wall in the museum. That was really exciting to me.
My mother sent me to art school when I was about 11 years old to sort of look at the master paintings throughout the world. And honestly, much of the work that I saw in the great museums as a child had people who didn't happen to look like me. And I think in this body of work, I wanted to concentrate on what it feels like to be present. And in so doing, I really went back to that place of investigating what it felt like to be absent. The American South represents the birthplace for so much of a Black American aesthetic and a Black American experience. The idea that my work would be here in the walls of SCAD's inaugural exhibition is quite a triumph. Savannah is a work in progress. And I think artists have a very unique relationship to the idea of being contingent, the idea of sort of looking at the world around you and being prepared to move to the left or to the right and to arrive at different answers. And I think this museum occupies that space in a very real way.